Okay, I'm live. What a pain. I'm sorry. I'll wait and let people get back in. Okay, I'll get this back up and wait for people to come in. Again, sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, we're back. It was just, and I was kind of in chat while I was dinking around with this, and I have not turned off updates, automatic updates, and I need to do that. It was a pain, but if I go turn off automatic updates, it won't do that. So, yeah, my bad. Tissue, I ordered it from Xandra's online store. It's called Paint and Paper Studio, and it's RZ. And on YouTube, she is Scraps to Beauty by Xandra. So yeah, just go over to Paint and Paper Studio. And I think there's 4 different kinds. I'll show you them. And then Eileen and I came up with a plan that we can share. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Kathy. Sorry we had to go through that. Hi, Dee. Yeah, Paint and Paper. Oh, thanks, CB. CB just put in a link for you guys. I just poured myself some. Thank you, honey. Hi, Sharon. And Z has like really fun stuff in her shop. And it's stuff that you don't see a lot of other places. So, yeah, it's dangerous for me. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I'm going to show that in a minute. Great. Hi, Safia. Back to cooking. So, yeah, this was one of them. And I think I was saying right when I lost you guys, we got 26 people back now. So, I think this is called Moda, M-O-D-A. Yeah. And there's 4 different ones. So this one is, I don't know, it's got like the fashion girls and the girls' face and the 20s kind of faces. And yeah, looks like pages out of an old catalog. So I like the toucan. So yeah, that's the first one. And I think there was 4. Eileen will correct me if I'm wrong. She'll love doing that. Not sure if it linked. Well, they can always copy and paste it. Yeah, the tissues are awesome. I don't know when you're going to get yours, Eileen. This one's color, and this one's called Postal, Cart Postal. So this is the one that I was really excited about. The images are kind of big. I didn't know what to expect when I ordered it. I'm not unhappy in the least, however. So, and this literally came like 5 minutes before I came on. So I'm looking at it for the first time with you guys. This stuff is huge. But check out that. I'm going to love. And this girl, this you see used a lot. It must be a royalty-free image. So, yeah. Trying to lay it out, but I don't have enough room here. And I like the old writing and everything. So, yeah, this is really cool. Okay, there are 5, but Z only has 4 of them. Okay. Is it wax? This one is. It's yeah, it's kind of got a waxy surface, Eileen. Which, if you put it on with matte medium, won't matter. It's very much like deli paper. The back side is non-wax, and then this front side is a little waxy. That's why you're getting that sheen on the camera. Yeah, it is a little slick. It's very cool, though. So I'm going to have to tear one of those up and do a collage sometime. So that was that. And then I also ordered, and this is actually this whole thing, we could say hashtag it's all Colleen's fault, because It was the waxes that made me decide that I needed to go check it out. So let's open them. Did you order any of the wax, Eileen? You probably owned it already. So she was out of the brown that I was going to order. So I ordered the, 2 blues and a green. And I want to see what it's like. Because I couldn't tell from watching Colleen. Let's get out a little stencil here and see what we got going on. So I guess you can rub it through a stencil, or rub it on like you would any other wax is what I'm thinking. You need to get some plastic zipper pouches. Oh my God, now she's got more plans for me. I need to get some plastic zipper pouches and adhere the tissue and then paint it. Just close your eyes. That's probably a good plan, Kathy. Just close your eyes. Mute me. Don't watch. I'm just getting out a little stencil here so we can do a little experiment, because we always have papers laying around. We'll do it on top of this one. Well, I know I have paper laying around. I always do. Let's do it in our little book. Why not? Because I just the other day glued in some of the extra papers. This is from last week's stream, so we'll just do it with that on these. Because those were extra pieces laying around, so I thought I'll just glue them in my little baby book. Sorry, you have no room. All right, I'll just take a little bit out of the lid here. And Eileen has a lot more experience. Once the pouches are done, I'm going to have to figure out where to get some plastic zipper pouches. I suppose I could probably just go to the dollar store, right? I bet they have them there. I have to say, this smells really yummy. It smells like something from my childhood. And it is glimmery. And you guys have seen Finnabar's art where she uses old keys and stuff to use in her art. She does more 3D kind of art. That is awesome. Oh, that's nice. Can you guys see that real good? Yeah, that's really nice. I wish I knew what it smells like. It smells so good. Try not to drop your stencil after you're done like I just did. That was stupid. Pick it up straight and your circles will be perfect. Ah, I love that. All right, let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and rub it. I'll only try the one. Now you're going to have to let this dry. Yeah, and then you can just rub it too. Ah. This is going to be fun stuff. Windows free. You Janet. Yes, it was my own bad, Dee Dee. I knew I should have rebooted before I started. I just had too much crap going on. My bad. My bad. So yeah, there's the blue. Let's see what the color the green is. The blue is really, really pretty. Eileen, do you have them all? All the colors? I definitely want the brown. Oh, it smells so yummy. Oh, the green smells different. All right. So the green is called Mint Sparkle, and it does smell like mint. It does. All right. We're going to do some green on here. I said I wasn't going to do it, and then I did it. Oh, that's so cool looking. New toys, Robert Vaughn. Mm-hmm. Can you guys see that? I see that. And you're so happy about it, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Can you guys see that sparkly?
Makes
And it
you
smells
happy,
like
makes
mint.
me happy.
There you go. I'm such a messy person. Oh, this is fun. I like this. You ordered 3 from Xandra. Did you get the brown? You probably got the brown before I got there because you placed your order first, didn't you? Eileen says, hi, my sweet Robert.
Hello, hi.
Will you tell her hi? They're listening to every word you
I
say.
have a mouthful.
He says hi. He's got a mouthful. I told her yesterday how much you eat for breakfast, and she was shocked. All right, and then this is the darker blue. I don't know what it smells like. It doesn't smell as good as the first 2. This is old denim. Well, no wonder it smells like old pants. You don't remember? Karen said, hey, Rat. Will the wax dry and get hard? That's what we're going to find out, CB. If it doesn't, then I just did a big boo-boo. Ooh, I like the dark blue. I got a lot there. Like a little bit goes a long, long way, you guys. For real. I'm going to put some dark blue. Okay, I will tell you guys later if it dries hard. I'm going to say it should. But if it doesn't, then it's going to be hard to use on your mixed media pages unless you seal it somehow. Oh, that's pretty. So that's fun. You don't remember which you bought. You're like me. So yeah, this is fun stuff. And I don't know, considering how little you have to use, of course, I'm doing small areas for sure. This is going to last a really long time. So fun stuff. And if I remember right, I hope I'm going to give you the price. Well, heck, receipt right here. I can tell you how much they were. The waxes were $5.50 each. So that was $5.50, but it's going to last so long. It's okay. The tissue papers were $5.75 each. And then I got to wipe my hand. I'm going to set these aside and let them dry. They clean up easy, that's for sure. Yeah, the wax will be awesome on metal. Now, I don't do metal art. Okay, Piccola's telling us it can be heat set with a dryer. Can I read you the packaging? Well, I could if I hadn't torn it all up. Let's see. This one looks like it goes. So there's the packaging. There's really nothing to read on the packaging. One thing I would recommend, it's distributed by Prima Marketing. So I would go to the Prima website and read about it if you want to ask more. Oh, Piccola was asking if it could be heat set. You know, I don't know. So what I would do is, and I'll probably do this later on today, is go on to the Prima website and then Google search the wax, the Finnabar wax, and see what it says about setting it. Okay, there you go. Colleen is all over it. Hi, Colleen, by the way. This is all your fault, damn you. Eileen and I both fell into your trap. We're not, that's not hard to do, though. Enabling Eileen and I is not a hard thing to do. And let's see what else we've got here. So those are the 3 waxes, and there's a brown one that I am going to get. So yeah, she's saying it's permanent when dry and heat set it. So, And the only other thing I ordered from Z was I ordered a second Dina Wakley mixed media journal. I loved this journal when I played it in the first time. Let's see. What did Eileen have me doing in the first one? And I've gotten the cover kind of trashed out, and I started in the back because I was afraid to start in the front. Oh, we played with magicals is what we did in it. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do over those magical papers. And then this was what sold me on the book, was the day I did this, and I did it on stream. It took watercolor so nicely. Okay, Kathy, we'll see you later. You even ordered some old parchment paper today after seeing the Jan book. Did you really, Eileen? You are so easy, I swear. You have 3 of the journals and added one I used for a giveaway on my last stream. They are so awesome sauce. Actually, maybe that will be the giveaway for the scavenger hunt, because I love the paper in this book so much. And it's only got 36 pages, but it takes water medium so well. So I hadn't thought about that. And I don't have a giveaway yet for the scavenger hunt. So maybe I'll give away one of these Dina Wakley journals. And have to go back on and order from Z again, which I don't mind. I love supporting Z. So yeah, I ordered another one of those. And they're $15.50, I think. No, they're $15 even, which is very competitive, because before I knew Z had them, I had actually gone on and looked at, I believe, the Joggles website, and it was 17 or something. So Z's is very competitive as well. Okay, she sent me another business card. There you go, Paint and Paper Studios. And this is Zandra's art of Frida. So there you go. And then because she's going in for surgery, she normally sends a handmade tag in with all of her orders, but she said she just didn't have time, which I totally get. And I've gotten Z's tags, so I'm cool. And this is her little swatch tag. I think this is a Sizzix die. Eileen will correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a Sizzix die that you can use as a little swatch card, which I think is really, really cute. You may have to finish your scavenger hunt journal now. Ah, ha, ha. Yeah, she does. She passes on good prices. Hi, Marianne. So yeah, I highly recommend that Dina Wakley. And then she also sent me some napkins. This one I love. I love the colors in that one. This one would be fun to watercolor. I may have to figure out how to do that. Her girls, little birds, and then a sheet of a piece of the other Finnabar. And I think this one is the one Colleen got. Am I right, Colleen? But it's got the butterflies, Dare to Spread Your Wings, which I love too. So Eileen probably got this. But Eileen, you still have to share with me, because I'm sharing with you. And then, I don't know if she watched the stream where I said, I don't have any flowers. I'm not Z or something like that. I made reference to Z and her flowers. And so look at her, crazy girl. She sent me flowers, which is so funny. And she sent white ones, which means I can colorize them, which I love, and leaves and some stickers. So Z, if you watch this, one, I hope your knee is in place. Thank you for all your extras. You know I love you to pieces. Look at the monkeys. Oh, he has a little banana. That looks like Robert. Butterflies, flowers. So, yeah, go check out Z's store. She has amazing stuff. She has great stencils, stamps, and stuff that you won't find other places, or that I don't see other places. So Definitely not stuff you're going to see at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. That's for darn sure. So that was my Z haul that came in my sloth box. And then at the bottom of the box, and I have not looked at this yet, you guys. Look at, she sent me the 2019 World Wildlife Fund calendar. I'm going to have to find a very cool place to put this. Hang on, maybe I'll cut that one. It's got snow owls. A snowy owl, I guess, not snow owl, snowy owl. Pandas. Sorry for the glare. What is that? Mandrill. Sphinx. It's the largest of all the monkeys. And to spot one is a really rare thing. Look at how cute those are. I'm going to have to cut them out. I'm sorry. I am definitely going to cut these out. The red-eyed tree frog. Karen, I could not agree with you more. Karen just said in chat that Z's got to be one of the sweetest people on earth. And I couldn't agree more. And getting to meet her in person and go to Australia with her, honestly, is like one of my highlights of my life. I promise you, her and CB both. And seeing Jen, meeting Karen, meeting Heather, meeting Carrie Ann, honestly, just really, I couldn't ask for anything more. Look at the sloths. I sent Robert another video the other day of a little baby sloth getting a bath, and I told him that's what you're going to look like when you bathe our sloth. I don't know if he answered. Oh, he answered, but he said a dirty word, but he didn't put the whole dirty word. He was not very agreeable. Here's the African elephant. These are seahorses and jellyfish. You probably couldn't tell that. And this page needs to go to Eileen because she's all buggy. She loves bugs. I don't know why. Probably, I don't know. Hummingbirds. The hummingbirds will be here soon. They usually come to my house in around April 10th is when I start seeing hummingbirds at my house. So CB will be seeing them sooner than that. So, all right, I have to read this. Recently, the 6 extant and 3 extinct subspecies of tiger were reduced to 2. Oh, no. And don't ever show me a picture of somebody who's been on a big game hunt and killed a giraffe or a tiger or something like that. I want to get a gun and go shoot those people. You love insects too, Marianne? Yeah, she loves bugs. And then obviously polar bears. But aren't they cute? When I cut these out, they're going to be so cute. Because I probably won't use the calendar because I use my bees. So Z, thank you. It was so kind and generous of you. And I love the sloths. And I love the sloth box. I love everything. I'm just so lucky. I'm so happy. So happy. Okay. Then Eileen, who is forever sitting in Boca trying to figure out how she can keep me busy because I think she thinks I have absolutely nothing to do, which probably is true. The other day I showed the ATC holder that I was going to send to Lena. And so Eileen decided that I should try and figure out a way to use this die. It's a Sizzix die, Tim Holtz die, and make a book out of it to hold ATCs because I had filled mine up with ATCs that I had made to send to Lena. And so she said, you need to figure out a way to turn that into a book. And I thought, well, it would be kind of cool. So you guys watch and tell me what you think, if it would work. Jean, go sit out in the front room. Take your computer. So what I thought, Eileen, was to adhere this down to any kind of background, right? And then cut it wider. Okay, let me get the paper cutter over here and we'll do some measurements. Eileen, you won't be able to do this because you probably have to use a ruler. So you'll never be able to make one of these. All right, so let's see how much we're going to need for binding. Because the die cut itself is let's see, just over 3 inches. I'm going to say 3 1/8 just to give myself some room. We want a little bit around it. So let's say that would be 3 1/4. And then 1/4 around, and then probably another 1/4 inch. All right, so we're talking, I think if you cut the background 3 5/8, all right, that's what we're going to do. 3 5/8. And this is just, I'm just playing and guessing because Eileen told me to. And I always do what Eileen tells me. A ruler, you can't play either, Sharon? All right, right now we're at 3 5/8, and I'll write that down. So if this works, we'll have the measurements. I'm going to go ahead and leave this at 5 1/2 inches, which I know it's 5 1/2. I'll just double check it, but I cut this at 5 1/2 inches. So I took a 8 1/2 by 11 inch sheet and cut it into quarters. But when your ATCs get in there, this last one needs to stick up. So when they're empty, they're going to look a little odd, but when they're filled with ATCs, I think they're going to work out okay. So let's go ahead and cut another one of these at 3 5/8, and then I'll show you how I was thinking it would be good to put the book together. Oops, I want to use the milled edge. Okay, so we'll have 2 pages is all I was planning on doing. Right? And I think what I would do is I would glue around the edges. I'm going to get my Eileen's tacky out. If these are like the tag measurements. The tag measurements were easy. But it was funny because last night or sometime over the weekend, I do like these Mensa puzzles for fun. And one of them required algebra. And I was so mad at myself. I couldn't remember the order of how you work a mathematical equation. And I don't think I can do algebra anymore. I decided I just can't do algebra anymore. Probably because I haven't needed it in 60 years. But I wasn't able to finish the puzzle because I couldn't do algebra. So I'm just going to run a little bead of glue. And this Eileen's is getting a little thick. And I suppose if you wanted, you could use the little, when you die cut it, gets those little things. I suppose you could sew this too if you wanted. I have no inclination to do that. But I do want it stuck down pretty good. And I was thinking too, it might be better to use some other paper besides cardstock. The order of operations. Exactly, Julie. Hi, by the way. Yeah, I couldn't remember. And I was just like, I'm getting stupid in my old age. Which shouldn't surprise anybody. All right, I'm just going to eyeball about 1/8 of an inch, but try and keep it somewhat straight. I'm not going to measure that because that puts Eileen at a disadvantage. and just let that sit for a minute. I'll do the same thing on the back. So here you go, Eileen. We can make a little ATC book. And then it means we probably should do an ATC swap. Would you participate if we did? That's just what I need. But we're getting almost done with the scavenger hunt, so another swap or something wouldn't be that bad. Now, only we got spring coming, so everybody's going to have outdoor stuff to do. I will for a while. Get this yard cleaned up. You loved algebra. I liked algebra too, CB, but don't try and do it now because you're going to probably be stupid like me. All right, and remember this one you have to offset. If this is the front and it's going to be bound here, then this is going to be the back. So push the little die over that way. Put it about 1/8 of an inch. All right, there we go. We'll do 2 more real quick. I don't have that die, but if you will mail one to me, I will fill it and send it to Lena also. I can do that, CB, but let me write myself a note because I don't trust myself to remember. I will try and get that out tomorrow for you, CB. And I'm sorry if I'm missing your comments in chat. I'm kind of paying attention right now to what I'm doing. Mine was really fat by the time I got 5 ATCs in it. It was really fat. And I did get that out in the mail. So all my happy mail, except Galena's, is gone. I lost Galena's. Thank you, Judy. Should I just back it or leave a binding space? Just back it because this idea came from Eileen after I had already done Lena's. I just did Lena's. Well, I did do it a quarter sheet. But I didn't leave the room for binding, CB. So it was just like a little sleeve for her to keep them in. All right, front. Here's the back. And then we'll see how this binding is going to work. No binding. Yeah, not on the one I sent Lena. Because Eileen hadn't given me instruction yet. She's sometimes a little slow that way. I do like this die though. And it cuts really nicely. Really, really nicely. I think the name brands, the Sizzix and stuff like those, they do cut better. Here's the only algebra I remember. Your ex left and you don't know why. Julie. Hi, Kingar. All right. So that's the front. This will be the back. So offset it this way. And hopefully, now you got to remember when you get the ATCs in here, these get pretty bulky. So when it comes to binding, I'm going to I score different than a lot of people. I do have a scoreboard, but I don't like to get it out. So I just use my X-Acto and a ruler, of course. Come on. Line up, line up. There we go. And I use the back side of my X-Acto to score. And you might need a little bit more than that as well, because these do get pretty bulky. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could bind it. You could sew it. If you had a wide enough sheet, you could actually fold it and do signatures, which might be a really good way to do it, actually, with paper not rip once you start putting cards in, because there's no leeway for thickness. Well, actually, Jean, it didn't tear, but I did have to work with it. And the ATCs that are really thick, like mine, were all pretty flat. So it wasn't that big a deal. But if they're bulky ATCs, this is not going to be a good way, because the width here is just almost exactly 2.5 inches. Yeah, see, you've only got like a 16th extra. So if somebody hasn't cut their ATCs really carefully, they're not going to fit in anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and help the folding by scoring the edge a little bit. And I don't know if this is going to work. This is just, this was my initial thought. And actually having a signature might work. The only problem with a signature is every time you fold it, the papers come out further and then you have to trim it off. So trying to judge that going in would be really, really difficult. So I thought this one would be good, because on these edges, I would go ahead and use some double-sided tape. And I'm using 1/4 inch. So I can just line it right up there on that score line. I'm going to try and put some ATCs in here in just a minute, and we'll see how good a design this is. But that's why I was saying maybe use a different paper than cardstock, because it'll be a little bit more forgiving when you try and shove stuff in there. But mine worked okay. So, yeah, there's not much wiggle room, not much wiggle room at all. And I put 2 on the first one. So on this one, when I put these 2 together, I don't need it on the front of this one. Now, because the ATCs are thick, I might have to actually put filler in on the binding side. So I won't put it on that side. I'll put it on this one. But if you have to put some filler in there to leave some room for the ATCs, the bulk of the ATCs, you'd have to put tape on both sides. And if I don't get it on there straight, I just trim it off. No big deal. The die really wasn't. No, when Tim shows this, he shows it more like, let me grab some of that stuff that Z sent. How did you wreck my house so fast, Eileen? This place is already a pig pen. I haven't been on for even an hour. All right. So no, he had more different kind of stuff stuck in it, you know, just whatever. But I was just thinking, like for an ATC book. But if you wanted to do like a Xander book, look at there. I just made a Xander page, really easy. But that's kind of how he uses it. He puts tickets and just any old little thing in there. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily designed for ATCs. It just happened that the day I was looking at something to put the ATCs in for Lena. This was sitting here and I thought, oh, I'll bet that would work. And I think I had to trim one of my ATCs to get it to fit, but I didn't care. So let's look here. I'm going to grab, I thought I had some ATCs right here. Let me go grab some real quick and we'll see how bulky it is before we put it together. Okay, I shoved the, I don't remember, I guess it was Ange who hosted the last ATC swap, and it was drinks, right? So none of those were really bulky. Here's mine. Let me pull it out. How did I get those in there? Jeez. And let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. That one's kind of bulky. Here's Colleen's. I watched her make these. I guess it wasn't coffee. It was beverage of your choice. So everybody knows Colleen's beverage of choice would definitely be Dr. Pepper. And somebody else did a Coke one. So that's Kathy Berg's. I watched her make that too. Okay, so did we get 5 here? 2, 3, 4. Yep, we got 6 actually. So if they're a little bit wider, oh, that's not. So this is how it would work, is the first one. And I don't want to push it down because that glue probably is not set. So every subsequent one, you would not push all the way. In fact, that one, since it's got the embellishment, I'm going to leave it at the top. And this is going to tell me if my measurement is going to work well. Oh, and look at this one. This was Linda Scott, and her little coffee cup came out, an oldie but a goodie. That one was really cute. Someday I should just get out my ATC collections and show you guys. We have some seriously talented women that we hang out with, you guys. All right, looks like mine's going to be a little bit wide. Nope, it's going to slide in there just fine. So you can't necessarily see them. Okay, this is telling me I probably should have cut this just a little bit longer. But that's how the ATCs would fit in the page. So see how much bulk there is? So that's why I'm thinking you might want to put some filler in there. So I'm trying to think what would be good to use. Something inexpensive. Put them in top to bottom. Be a lot easier. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. You actually could use some fun foam as filler in there so that your pages, you know, the book would accommodate the bulk of the ATCs. You kind of got to be careful. This one has lace down here, so it's not necessarily a good candidate to be put in this book. In fact, I don't think I would put that one in there. Got some errant tape running around here. Let's see if I can grab another couple really quick. And actually, I've got them in this photo album, and it's hard to get them out. Okay, or bind the book using Kathy Orta's hidden hinge system, which I don't know. Or Jean, you may have to show us that. And some of these are a little bulky, so I'm trying to choose ones that don't have much bulk, honestly. Because if they're bulky, you know you're just going to end up with problems. So let's see what we got going on here. I was going to say, I knew there was a reason I put them in. I know why I did it. From this back, Jean, is because if you don't, it hinges on every cut. That's why I ended up doing it the other way. I knew there was a reason. I just couldn't remember why. I learned that the other day when I was doing mine. Oops, this got to go on Colleen's. I'm going to have to glue that back now. This one is thin. This one was Kimberly's. This one's thin. It's a little wide. So I don't really want to have to alter these ATCs. So you kind of got to work to get them in a little bit. I probably could mess with the paper. That's a little wide. Mess with the paper a little bit to make it a little bit more flexible. So, yep. Anyway, you get the idea. You can fuss with it yourself. This one's a little wide too. So it depends on how, if somebody's been real precise in their cutting their ATCs, but it's a good way to store them. So anyway, yeah, I guess I should go ahead and finish this because I want to see how much spacer I would have to put in. This is Dwana. I don't guess I know her. Some of Angie's friends participated in some of the swaps, and I don't guess I ever really knew them. But if they're cut a little bit wide, they're a little bit harder to manage, but definitely doable. I mean, probably no harder than getting in a photo album, but see how that one goes like edge to edge. So I'm putting a lot of pressure here on the edges of this. But as long as it stays, this one is not a good candidate. This one was Kimberly. I might be able to finish off with hers. Yeah, and I don't want to trim them to make them work. I really don't. There, it worked. So it'll work. You just got to work with it. I don't want to stress it, though. So see how thick they are by the time you get your ATCs in. So I would say definitely, Eileen, you're going to want to do some filler or something. But you would have a fun little ATC book when you're done. So the one thing I would do different when I do this again, and I probably will. In fact, CB, I will send you, well, I glued them on both sides. I was going to say I can send you one of these, but no, I'll make you a new one. I would probably make it longer. I would probably add at least a ½ inch on. I did this 5.5. I would probably do it at least 6 inches. Okay. You could also store your ephemera in here or anything really. You glad you're seeing this? Because now I'm sure I don't want to buy the dye. Oh, I love this dye. Yeah, it's probably because I'm trying to be a little gentle because I know this glue hasn't set up yet. But I probably more than anything, the way I use this, I will go ahead and finish turning this into a book because probably what I'll use it for is ephemera, like stickers and stuff that I maybe have one of. You'll make yours using the disc binding system. Okay, see, there's a lot of different ways that you could bind it. Is it possible to run it through twice to lengthen that opening by shifting the die? You probably could, Vaughn. I'm not, you have to remember I'm die cut challenged. So I'm sure you probably could. Mine are almost all dimensional. You'll make something else. Okay, yeah, you do dimensional on yours for sure. So, oh, you already made yours. Well, then why am I doing this, Eileen? Oh my God, I swear to God, if she was here, you guys, I'd smack her. I would just smack her. Doing all that, I trashed out Colleen's thing. Now I'm going to have to fix it. But I can see exactly where it was, so no worries there. All right, and that has to go up. And that has to. But honestly, when I finish this book, and I will go ahead and finish it since I've got this much done, I probably will use it more for ephemera and stuff. You are so slow. How do I get involved? Oh, you mean to do like an ATC swap or something? Yeah, generally what happens, Marianne, is I think actually go check with Ange. Does anybody know Ange's channel right off hand? Ange, I think, is putting together a swap right now, Marianne. And if you don't care who belongs or who joins, you can just search online for ATC swaps. There are always a lot of ATC swaps going on. It may not be fibs or whatever, but there's always Angie's Place. There you go. Yeah, Angie's Place is the name of Angie's channel, and I think she's putting together a swap right now. And she has limited positions. She's going to limit it to 18 people, I think she said. But I don't think last I heard she had 18. So, yeah. And I don't know what the theme is. I can't remember what this. Oh, hi, Shauna. Bye, Shauna. I can't remember what the theme was, or if she even said when I was there. So, yeah, if you want to join right now for an ATC swap, check out Ange. But I will finish that book and show it to you later. The change I will make is I'll make this longer, and I probably wouldn't use this stiff of cardstock for this die cut. This is an old fibs exchange. Well, I kind of want to do it with people I know like you guys. Yeah, and I get that, Marianne. That's usually why I like to do it too. But it's fun to do it even with strangers. You know, Dee Dee's done it a lot with people you don't know. In fact, that's how I found my pen pal. Was we got into a swap together, a rubber stamp kind of art swap. And we've known each other 20 years now. So it's fun to do it with people you don't know too, because you meet them and you become buddies. That's so, and you find some amazing artists too. So I don't remember, had I gotten this book, you guys, the last time you were here? Let me get it straight so I can get my dang camera straight now. Dee Dee showed this book. Amazing, awesome book. All right, Sharon says, well, I kind of want to do it with people I know. Sharon, are you talking about Angie's swap? It's an old fib. It does bring folks together. Ange does it with a lot that are not fibs. Yeah. See, I had art from people I didn't know, and that was fine with me. Hi, Joan. Good night, great. Sleep well. Anyway, so when Dee Dee showed this book, she texted me a picture of it. And it was like, OMG, I got to have that book. like every other book. And I thought if you guys want, I mean, you can give me suggestions what you want me to do next. I've still got an hour and some odd to be on. But I thought I would pick a project out of this and draw it and paint it. Y'all tell me what you want. I want a whole page of that, only painted. And she does because she knows a lot of people from Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo swaps. Okay. Yeah, and I'm not going to participate in Angie's swap this time because I'm still trying to finish up the scavenger hunt. And yeah, spring is here. And right now with the work outside and just getting art caught up. But all the happy mail is done. It's out. I'm happy about that. I thought I would never get caught up. So, yeah, I'll flip through here. And if you see something you want to do, we can give it a go. She does a little bit of everything in this book. She does watercolor. She does colored pencil. She does everything. I keep smelling that wax from Xandra. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. I kind of like this Bird of Paradise. That reminds me of one. I think I've already done it. Let me see. Just holding my place here real quick. Because I've been doing those 10-minute or 10-step drawing. Okay, there's a Bird of Paradise. Let's see, and this is also Bird of Paradise, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't mind doing that again, only in a bigger format. I haven't done one of these in a while. The 3rd of March was the last time I worked in this journal. Yeah, I did one in 10 steps. The pansies. I think I did a pansy in here too. Oh, no, I did the pansy for my pen pal. I sent it to her. Yeah, these little drawings. These are out of that 10-step drawing book, Eileen. Every one of them. I was trying to do like one a day or one every few days. But yeah, you can see where that got me. So do we want to do a big one of this? Let's see about, well, I can use different colors than, because I thought do a project out of this book, which is awesome. But I got this book and I haven't really done much out of it, is these 5-minute watercolors. More of a freer style. Well, I guess I did do some because I did draw that monkey. It's in the Beast, and I did this. So I'm a liar. I did do some out of this book. I hate to buy books and then not do at least one project out of them. You buy the books to look through? They're fun. They're fun. They're fun. But I wouldn't mind doing a bigger project. So I got out this book, the 5-minute watercolor, which is more a freer, quicker, get it done. You have the mini book, the 5-minute book. Yeah, I like the 5-minute book. And then a project out of watercolor with me. Now I have not done, well, maybe I did do one project. This is the one Dee Dee worked out of the other day and did the acorns, it seems to me. Did she do the acorns or something else? So, but this book's really good because it gives you the basic colors. Do you guys want to do a snail? I have raw umber, burnt umber, yellow ochre, hooker's dark green. We can certainly do something out of that. Yeah, you did the acorns. The feathers are fun. There's a little chickadee. You want to do a little chickadee? The colors aren't very pretty. Ivory black, sap green, burnt umber. I know I have all these colors. But this is a pretty good little instruction book too. Eileen will have me do the mushrooms. The mushrooms are fun. Let's do the mushrooms. And we'll do it on, I don't know, should I get out some arches or just do it on B paper? You want to do it on B paper? Or did I already do this, Eileen? Too easy? The mushrooms are too easy? I did do the dogwood rose. It seems to me like we did this mushroom. I think we did. Let me look. Yeah, she wants me to do the shrooms, but I swear to God, Eileen, I think we've already done them. Let me look. It would help if I put my stuff in one place, right? We already did it, Eileen. Look. You're not going to get me to do it twice. I already did it. And I don't know what I did that on. Let's look. The paper makes a difference, man. Yeah, here's the dogwood. I don't know if it was. And there's the shroom. And then we did the dragonfly. Some stuff out of Fast and Fun. Snail on mushrooms. I guess we could do that. We could combine them. And let me get a piece of paper out. I need to buy bigger sheets of the bee paper. I like the bee paper. It's real inexpensive. Well, comparatively inexpensive. But it works pretty well. So, all right, I'm getting out the watercolors here. I'm going to have to buy a new palette too. You always got to buy something new, right? Because I want to put together a palette of certain colors that I'm finding I like. But for right now, I'm going to use the Mission Gold. And if I have to get out the M. Graham, I will. Draw what the snail would see after eating the mushrooms. Get out one of those mandala books and color it psychedelic, Julie, and you would see that. What is bee paper? Bee paper is the name brand. It's BEE, and they're a paper company. So they sell tracing papers. They sell a lot of different kinds of paper. They do have these 6 by 9 inch sheets of watercolor paper that maybe they're 140 pounds. But compared to a lot of watercolor paper, it's pretty inexpensive. So I use it a lot for playing. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. All right, we're going to do it this way, and we're going to do the mushroom kind of big, and then I'll do the snail on top of the mushroom. How about that? I got no room here. I got no room. And it's hashtag all Eileen's fault. All right, and when I'm going to do it today, when I do the sketch for watercolor, I like to use watercolor pencils. So I will pull out the Statler set. It's 24, and there's enough colors in here that you can certainly find a color. And then I don't have to erase or anything else. The sketch itself just kind of blends into the background. So I like that. All right. So we'll start with a little bit of red. Oh, Eileen, you should be the happiest person alive right now. I kind of want the snail to be the star here. So the mushroom's pretty easy. Oh, I keep smelling that wax. It smells so good. Can you guys see? Maybe I'll pull you down a little bit so you can see a little better. I will put the second mushroom in, but it probably will be going off the page. Okay. Quick sketch of the mushrooms. Now we'll flip over. Where's the snail? Was he in the same book? Looking for the snail. Somebody should be painting along with me too. Okay, here's the snail. If I get through this stream without knocking my coffee off the table, it'll be a miracle. A miracle, I'm telling you, a miracle. All right. This is not gonna be proportional, okay? Just saying. Bye, Karen. Go have a great day. Okay. So he's gonna be kind of big for the mushroom, okay? I hope you guys can see okay. That might be a little wide, actually. Okay, there, we got a snail on a mushroom. Yeah, baby. You've been looking for and can't seem to find your book? Don't forget the slime trail. All right, I'll drool on it when I'm done. How about that? Let's see what colors she used for the shrooms. For the shrooms, she says Indian red, burnt umber, raw umber, hookers, dark green. I don't have Indian red in the Mission Gold, so I'm going to use the, I think the Rose Madder or the Permanent Red. Here's the swatches that I'm using. I'm going to use one of these two. I'll probably use this, the Permanent Red, for the mushroom itself, and then the shadows I'll do in the Rose Madder. And then I do have burnt umber. I don't have raw umber, but I probably do in my M-grams. And then the hooker's green, I know I'll have to get out the other, but that's the grass and stuff. We're not going to be worried about that. All right, where is my... I'm going to use a number 8, I guess. I can't remember what these are called. Black velvet brush. And I did go get some clean water. So, and nobody's answered me about spraying your palette. So I still spray my palette just because it makes it easier when I'm re-wetting it. So, yeah, it was burnt umber. Okay. Now, if I was going to do this for anything other than just playing, I probably would get out some masking fluid and put where I want the white spots. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to go back in after I'm done. Okay, good luck finding your hearing aids. Yeah, I'm going to probably go back in and draw them with white. I don't remember what I did the last time, but it's probably the best way. So the book says, starting with the top of the mushrooms, fill the entire area with Indian red, let dry for a few minutes. So I'm going to actually do the permanent red and do a pretty light wash. And I'm not going to worry about the white specks, right? Boy, it's hard to paint with no light on in here. How much more elementary can you get, boys and girls? Now I'll try and straighten my edges up a little bit. Oh, you know, one thing I did forget, and I'm going to have to get it, is a paper towel or something. All right. While that's sitting there drying, I'm going to go get my paper towel. No, I could use just this. That's fine. You could have hollered at me. I would have done that for you. Okay, now I'll do the same with the little mushroom. I'm kind of paying attention to the book. Okay. That's actually brown under there, so I'm going to leave it. I'll blow it real quick. What I should be working on today is my scavenger hunt, because those of you that are participating, it's the 25th of March. You've got to have that done by April 1st and notify me. I'm going to go back in with another coat on top of this, so I'm not worried about that right now. Then I'll go back in and do the shadows. These brushes are so nice. I would highly recommend them to anybody. Really nice. They hold a lot of paint, a lot of water. Make a big difference in how much you struggle. And I struggle, believe me. I haven't painted, though, honestly. It's been so crazy around here. I don't think I've painted in probably 2 weeks. You have yours done. How are we supposed to notify you? Put it on Twitter. Yeah, Gail, if you'll send me a message on Twitter or something, just make sure I have it. And I'll read off on the day that I'm going to do the drawing. I will read off the list, and you can get yourself added at that time. But otherwise, that's going to be it. And I kind of think I am going to give away that Dina Wakley journal. And I'll order myself another one. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. because I love it. And I like to give away things when I do a giveaway. I like to give away things, one that I've either made myself or I really, really enjoy. And I do love that Dina Wakley journal. So, of course, not everybody does watercolor, but you can do anything in it. I mean, you can do mixed media. You can do anything in it. Yeah, these brushes are nice, nice, nice. All right now, and I don't know, watercolor people are probably going to crap, but I'm going to pick up some of the color over here. God, it's hard to see. Sorry, I've got to turn on the light so I can see for just a minute. I know it makes it harder for you guys. Or tell me if it doesn't. If it doesn't, I would really prefer the light on. It's just easier for me. Yeah, that's better. You ordered it too, Norma? Yeah, it's a really, really nice journal. And one thing I really love about it is the size. The 6x6 size is some kind of awesome. Okay. That's nice. I like that. Okay. I'm going to dry this real quick. All right, the next instruction says, add a touch of burnt umber to your Indian red mixture. Now add some shadow areas to the middle edges and top of the small mushroom. So I will do that. And I already have kind of a mixture here that I've used before, so I'll just add to that. All right, that should do it. We'll see how dark it is compared. Oh, you haven't used it yet, Norma? No, you have to use it. Oh, use it. You will just go, oh, baby, I love it. I'm going to do a little bit on the edge of this one. I'll draw the snail shadow in very last. Okay. Yeah, I like the red too. The red is pretty. Really pretty. Okay. And I'll add some shadow back there later. But while that's drying, I'm going to move on to the stems. And she says, for the stems, mix a tiny amount of raw umber with water for an off-white shade and paint them. So the raw umber, let's see. I'm going to have to get out a mixing palette here. Let me mix this pretty thin. Did it say raw umber? Yeah, I see I don't have the raw umber in this one. Hang on, I'm going to look in my other set and see if I have it. I did go ahead and put my new M grams in here, so I'm getting a good collection, and I'm very excited about that. Let me see if I have it. I should have it in here, I think. But every time I do something, then I have to turn around and order something else. Hang on. One of my greens wanted to move. Nope, I'm going to have to use the raw umber. That's fine. It'll be fine. I promise. I don't want to drag out every set I have. Just set it down, not in my art mess, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, that's red brown. Here we go. The raw umber, you can use a bit of yellow ochre in a tint. Okay, because I do have yellow ochre and burnt umber. Okay, we got it going on then. Vaughn, thank you. See, those recipes I need to write down because, one, my memory sucks. And those are nice to know. So, and I'll mix it really, really thin. So. Okay. So it'll be really, really light. We needed that color for the snail anyway, so. Yeah, I don't have any raw umber. Well, I know I have it somewhere, Vaughn. I just don't know which set it's in because I have multiple sets. So generally, because I'm new at this, when I'm, oh, I have to show you guys this too because it was so dang cute. I have like a little piece of watercolor paper that I test the colors on before I go direct to my piece of art, but I'm having difficulty right now finding some, oh, that's good enough. Finding some watercolor paper in this giant, huge mess I got. I got this the other day. I got to show you this because it's so cute. I just couldn't believe it when I got it. I have the coolest financial advisor guy, and I got an envelope from him, and he does real nice lettering on. I'm not going to show it because of my address, but this is his artwork, you guys. Hope your Christmas pageant, and he drew that all by himself, was the best ever, and 2019 is off to a great start. Look at that. That's all of his artwork. Isn't it fun to get happy mail from your financial guy? He did awesome. He just sits down and draws it. He's a good egg. But yeah, who else gets art from their financial guy? I know. And then he had to call me that day anyway that I got the art. So it was just like, man, I loved your art. He's a good egg. And not to mention, he's good at what he does. He's a good financial guy too. He's a good artist and a good financial guy. Probably maybe a little bit darker than she shows in the book, but I don't care. Yeah, he's good. You don't have a financial guy. Yeah, I needed one. I'd always done my own before I moved to Oklahoma. And then when I got down here, I guess I just didn't have the inclination to do the research anymore. So, all right, there's the stems. But here, I'll give you guys some free advice. And I don't know, call your local office. Most financial advisors, you need a minimum amount to open an account. It might be like $1,000. Try to put together $1,000 and go open an investment account and treat that money like it's gone. And the sooner you do it, the better. And let your money start working for you. It's the best advice I would give anybody, anywhere, anytime. Open your account with $1,000. They'll let you open your account. Do it. You will never be sorry, because then you get free advice from guys like him. Not to mention you might get fun mail. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give the snail a base coat of this same color, since we're already using it, and it'll just carry it out. You're spending your investments. Yeah. See, there comes a point where, yeah, there's no point in opening the account. You got to start figuring out where to spend it. But I would recommend that to anybody. Young people, if you're watching, go open yourself an investment account with even $1,000. Whatever the minimum is, scrape it together and do it. You will never be sorry. But get recommendations too. Now that's one thing, is don't just trust anybody. Get some good recommendations. I'm not sure if I'm going to do his shell. If I do, I'm going to do it as a separate item. I'm not sure what those things coming out of his face are. After 71, you have to spend it all. You know what? Hi, Ange. I kind of have to agree with you there, Eileen. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it too. All right, I'm going to do his shell. I'm going to add some additional water to this and get it really, really thin. And I'll do his shell even lighter still. You can't take it with you, so there's always that. All right. I'm just getting a base coat down. I'll start doing the shadows and everything else a little bit later. You're going to look really cute. David and I had all our money in financial until they all went bottoms up with the housing financial back in. Ooh. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, you have to stay on top of it. And that's why I ended up hiring a financial guy. I needed somebody to be on top of it. So bye, Colleen. Go have fun. All right. We're going to see what the next instruction is. For the stems, okay, we did that. Off-white shade and paint them. After letting the stems dry, darken the raw umber mixture with more paint and apply light streaks to the okay. So I'm going to have to, I really lightened that, so I'm going to go ahead and do the burnt umber again. And a little bit of the yellow ochre. Thanks for that recipe, Vaughn. Now it says to just start adding some streaks to this. I hope I didn't go too dark, but remember, it always dries lighter than it looks. So hopefully it's going to be okay. Hopefully it'll dry lighter than that. All right, and now I'm going to add some more of the burnt umber to that mixture to do some of the darker. Check and chat. Okay, and this kind of goes. All right, I got that darker. I want some darker on the edge over here too. Maybe a little bit between the two. Okay. What are you goofballs talking about? Oh, the tax implications. Oh, baby. All right, next the instructions stay. After letting the stems dry, darken the raw umber, paint more, and apply light streaks to the base. I already did that. The top stem can be darkened using the more concentrated. I did that. Using burnt umber for your shadow areas. Create darkness under the mushroom tops and along the edges of the top of the stems. Pretty much did that. When the mushrooms are dry, paint in the grass with Hooker's green. I'm going to go ahead and dry this real quick. The mushrooms. I want to dry it now because I don't want to stick my hand in it. Wait, before I do. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and all right, it's dry enough now. Well, I've got the raw umber color out. I'm going to go ahead and work on the little shroom or snail guy if I can find him again. Where'd he go? Come here, you slimy little character. I guess I could put a bookmark in so I didn't have to go back and find him every time, right? That would be smart. Ah, for Pete's sake. I can't find the snail now. All right, give me a second. Fish, flower, come on, come on, come on. I thought he was just a cut. There he is. All right, I'm putting a bookmark in there. All right. We'll do snail guy next. It says raw umber, burnt umber, yellow ochre, Hooker's green. All right, start by mixing a ratio of 1:1 water and raw umber and apply it to the sludge-like body of the snail, which I pretty much already did. While the area is still wet, add a stripe of burnt umber from the base. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do another coat of him. And while it's still wet, I'll do what it says. This is real, real light, so it won't matter. I hope. Like I know what I'm talking about. It might darken him a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, so while it's add a stripe of burnt umber from the base of the tentacles to the shell and allow it to bleed into the previous color. Okay, so while it's still wet, we're going to add some burnt umber, darker color from the base of the tentacles. It actually starts up here a little bit. Down. To his body. That worked out pretty good, eh? Thanks, Vaughn. Oops, added maybe a little bit too much there, but it's okay. We'll get it. I'd like to take some of this off up here if I can, remove it. There we go. That's better. Look at him. He's looking so cute. Hi, Ashley. Yeah, Eileen, that is a subject we don't need to be talking about because that pisses me off every day. Like it's some gift they're giving us. They're talking about Social Security in chat. Yeah, they're not doing me any favors. I wish they'd let me keep it and invest it myself. Thank you very much. All right, and then again, darken the area where the body and the shell meet using a more pigmented shade of burnt umber, very little water. So I'll just add a little bit more in there, just right down in here so it's darker. Let it sit wherever it wants to sit, right? Because it's a shadow. And if it doesn't go where I want, I'll go in and add colored pencil at the end. I've decided I like the way that looks. Uh-oh, no, my gosh, no way, Mark's here. Now I've got Eileen who's going to pick on me and Mark. Oh my God. Hi, Mark. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just teasing you, Mark. You know that, though. Okay. Fill the tentacles with the same color and allow it to bleed into the wet strip, which I pretty much have already done. I think I want to add some dark back here. Might still be a little wet. And some in here. All right. When the painting has dried, all right, next up, painting has to dry. We'll do it in fast motion. He's definitely a lot darker than they're showing in the book, so my bad. Probably dry enough. Okay, so then it says, when the painting is dried, fill the shell with a 1-to-1 ratio of yellow ochre and water. Add a bit of raw umber to the mix. Drop in touches of burnt umber wherever you like. Let it dry completely. Okay, so this is just, I think, just trying to get the background color. And did it say, what did it say? Yellow ochre, yeah. So we're going to lighten it up a little bit. And I don't, I guess with experience comes that 1-to-1 show and stuff like that. Hey, Jan, you love the Vicky Bunny snail? He's going to be really cute. I loved your book today, Jan. That was so, I don't even know the words to describe how utterly well done it was, for one. It was so beautiful. It was so well done. Yeah, I think you are probably Nick Bantock in disguise. Dee Dee had shown a picture of it over the weekend, and that's what I said to you, was just like, oh my gosh, Nick Bantock in disguise. It was so beautiful. So I went out after I watched Dee Dee and learned how to do your Turkish map fold. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that knowledge now that I have it, but I have it. Because I was so thoroughly impressed. And not just that one, I mean, it was a vast undertaking, in my humble opinion, that you would do that and then give it away. And I hope to God you made one for yourself. But it was just so well done, Jan. I mean, it was just, that bad boy could be published. I'm not kidding you. It could be published. And probably should be. It's that well done. Okay, and I'm supposed to be adding what? Burnt umber. Wherever I want. So, well done you know? All right, I think well, I don't want to do it while it's still wet, but I'm just going to add some different colors in here so that it's not all one even color. Because I'm going to go back in and do the swirly do here thing pretty quick. So I'll just add some color to give it a little bit more depth in his shell. It's going to look all mottled and stuff, but it's all good. And it was actually dried. So I'm going to, yeah, I don't know. No, I'll leave it. Okay. I'm going to go back in here with some of this and darken this just a little bit since it's so much darker than shown in the book. You're welcome, Jan. That was so inspirational. And someday when I go visit Dee Dee, I'm going to make her let me hold that. You know what I mean? I'm going to make her do that. All right, dry. I want this really dry because I'm going to do a couple of there's some details next. I really want that dry. Okay. I'm going to take the burnt umber, pretty much full strength. And it says with a detail brush. This one has a really nice point. You think I could get away with it? What do you think? Yeah, I can get away with it. All right, let's see how it starts. It starts here in the center. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Make it or break it right here, boys and girls. I'm okay with that. Not great, but it's okay with, I'm okay with it. Now, in that same color, I'm going to start adding some of this stripes. want the stripes a little bit thicker. Leave it to me to go ahead and plop my hand in this at this point, you know? That's something I would do. Okay. Yeah, he looks a lot better now. You guys, when you use that wax stuff of Finnebars, be prepared for a lingering scent, because honestly, I keep smelling that. Oh my gosh. It's not a horrible scent, and I'm very scent sensitive. So if it was like a horrible scent, I would be bitching at this point for that and probably other things. But yeah, get ready for a lingering scent, because I can still smell it. All right, this is lighter. I just mixed a little bit of that with the raw umber that I created earlier. So now I'll do some stripes in between these, and they won't touch, so I can go ahead and hopefully they're lighter enough that you'll be able to see the difference. Let's see, how do I want that one? All right. There, now he's got stripes all over it. Getting bean juice from Mr. Bear. I think in Jan's world, bean juice is coffee. All right, so we got that. And then in between, and I'm going to add it with colored pencil later. In between these stripes, she's got some real light stripes. Here, I've got the colored pencils right here. I'll just go ahead and do them with probably, I don't know what color this is, but looks to be about raw umber. So let's see how that's going to look, just so I know. Yeah. Now this is watercolor pencils. So if I go back in here with more water, which I might, I don't care if I do or if I don't, it will melt. So, but I might just leave it like this and then go in and do some of the shading with pencil later. Because I've done that technique, you know, where I do kind of the base with the watercolor and then go back in and do some of the detail with either pen or colored pencil, and I really like the way that looks. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe, which is maybe cheating according to pure watercolor people, but I never intended to be a pure watercolor person. So If you're a pure watercolor person, yay you. Yeah, his shell looks good now. I am going to go in and put some shading around the curlicue, because right now it looks really flat and I don't like that. So I'm going to go back in. I'll lighten up the burnt umber a little bit. Yeah. Hopefully by doing this, I'll give it a little bit more depth, because it looks too flat to me right there, like that. Should I do the slime trails with like stickles or something? There we go. That means better. I love that it's not taking you 12 hours to do it. Well, I mean, this is like your basic art going on here. All right, let's see. Using a fine brush, paint the swirl onto the shell with the same brush, create light lines. Already did all that. When the piece is dried completely, add small dots to the body with a white gel pen for texture and paint the leaf with Hooker's dark green. Okay. We don't have to do that because we'll wait and do all that later. And I will add the detail to the snail, his body and his head and stuff. After he's completely dry at the end, probably with colored pencil. All right, so we'll just go ahead and work on these mushrooms again. I think I stopped at 4. The top stem can be darkened using a more concentrated mixture of raw umber and burnt umber, using burnt umber for your shadow areas. Create darkness under the mushroom tops. I pretty much kind of already have done that. When the mushrooms are dry, paint in the grass with Hooker's green. So I think I'm going to just thinking. I want that dark, the shadow on this mushroom under here. I want it a little bit darker, I think. So I'm going to add some of the, which color? The rose madder. And I'm going to wet it first so it'll spread better. Just where I want it. Because it was pretty dark. Yeah, that's better. Now it looks like a shadow. I like that. A slime trail. Oh my God. Winka Stella Clear. I've got that, CB. Are we zentangling the shell? Well, yeah, we actually did as much as we're gonna, and then I'll add a little bit of brown to the outline, but that's probably as much as it's gonna get. I might add a little bit more shading in there, but yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm not really happy with that shadow there at his shell. So I am going to fix that real quick. I'm going to add a darker. I'm going to use the Van Dyke brown, I think, and just go in. Got a hair. Cat hair. And there we go. Hopefully that'll dry a little bit darker. A little bit of shading right on his underneath side. How about that? Yeah, that's better. Now, hopefully, see, and I'm so new to this that, you know, by the time it dries and stuff, yeah. So I have to wait and then go back and fix and do it again because, yeah, I like it darker. Hi, Susan. Well, you need to start over. Mushroom need to be blue, and snail shell needs pearlescent not to get to stepping. Go, go, go. Mark, let me tell you, you've been hanging out with Eileen too much, and that may not be good for your health. So you need to step away from Eileen. Step away. She's a bad influence on you. Okay, I just thought, oh, I know what I needed to do. I needed to add a shadow here where the mushroom is touching the space. Yeah, that's better. Gonna soften that line just a little bit and soften up in here a little bit. How'd I get red down there? Geez, leave it to me. All right, let's see. Here along the edge of the mushroom, I think I want a little bit darker red because I'm going to add some white down here. So I want, okay, before I put my hand in it, I'm just not going to be stupid my whole life. Oops, drop that. And I don't know how much this you guys can see because I am putting darker red on top of that. Hopefully when it dries, it'll be obvious. And when I add the white underneath, it will look just like the shadow I intend for it to be. Right? Right. All right, let's see. I'm going to add some white, I think. That one's, looking in the camera, it looks pretty good. I'm going to try something because it's all very much the same color up in here. I'm going to try and use this pencil to put a highlight right about in here. You guys can't really see that. I can see it really well. I'm not going to leave that like that. I'm going to go ahead and dissolve it. Just want to see how that actually would work. I don't know that it's going to work at all. We're going to see. Yeah, you guys can't see it at all. It makes, I can tell on my end that I added some white there. I'm interested to see if you guys can see it. Doesn't take much water to, yeah, you guys can't see it at all, to dissolve those pencils either. Like I had to add almost no water. Oh, you can see it? Okay, good. Okay, time to okay, I'm going to add some water down in here. Just adding some darker up in here just to give it a little bit more texture. It looks so flat to me. I don't like that, so I'm going to try and fix that if I can. Not so much down in this highlight area, but up here where it's darker. You could see it. Yeah, well, I didn't want it to stay just white. I mean, I can go back in and add that with a white pencil later. I just wanted to see what, if I used a combination, what I could expect. And on my end, I mean, can I hold it up where you guys can really see it without? Yeah, see, right in there, it's definitely lighter. So the camera doesn't always show stuff, and that's annoying to me. But no, it did. I can see it's there. It did make it lighter. So that was pretty much my idea there. All right, I'll add the grass very last. Let me dry this, and then I'm going to add the white. Jen, wet the red and see if you can pick up red. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do that, Jean. I'm pretty sure I could. I just wanted to try that since I had the pencils here anyway. Yeah, I'm sure I could do that. See, yeah, I have a white pen. And I'll use that for the slime trail. Okay. I know it looks weird, but when I add the white dots, I don't think it will look weird. I don't think. Live and learn, man. Okay. One thing before I do this, I do want to take some of this brown and add it just underneath the mushroom. There we go. All right, did I need that? Yeah, I want it on that bottom one too. I think. Okay. All right, I think that's it. And other than the grass, which I'll add very last, I'm ready to start adding some white dots. Yeah, because then I can add the shadow on top of the white if I need to. So I'm just going to randomly go in here and add the white. Hopefully it won't suck up too much of the red. It probably will, but I don't care. I mean, it's going to be obvious. And the white dots are real irregular on the original, so I'll do them really regular on here. Just put them in wherever. So sorry I get quiet when I do this. Just thinking. Actually, my mind was wandering right then. All right, you guys aren't talking, so going back to my rat killing. And white that I'm adding in here, definitely I'll have to go back over with gray or something to indicate the shadow. All right, that looks kind of fun. I was going to do some of that, but I think I'll do it with the pencil. I'm about doing it the easy way. So, I'm going to soften that. That just looks too dark to me. Yeah, I like that shadow better now. Now I'm just adding some lines so your eye will see the dimension here. Then I get into the fiddling, you know, where I'll just start fiddling over and over and over. Hi, Cheryl. What? Blame Janet. CB, what are you blaming me for now? I'm not going to go back and read and chat and see what the heck you guys are blaming me for now, but yeah, whatever it is, it has to be Eileen's fault because it's certainly not mine. Know what I mean? All right, so here in the snail now it says to add some little spots, give him some measles. Right up to his little tentacle. And actually, that tentacle I need to, not sure how I'm going to fix that, but I will fix it. I'll fix it with white, I think. I should have left that space in there. I guess this is his little eyeballs out here. I don't know. You're sitting here eating a Tootsie Roll Pop. That actually sounds good. Geez, I haven't had one of those in years. But it sounds good. But then I'm hungry. I haven't eaten much all day. So when I'm done here, I will definitely be eating. I wish I had pizza. I need pizza. We're going to have spaghetti. Leftover spaghetti. And the nice thing about that is I can go ahead and eat and the rat can wait or do whatever he wants to do. Most times we sit down and eat together, but today I'm going to go ahead and eat because I'm hungry. Oh, I know what I watched this weekend. I was sitting here trying to think, what was that show I watched? And I can't remember. I watched a 2-hour show about it, and I can't remember the company name right now. Theron, where that tech company built people out of like hundreds of millions of dollars. That was a really, really interesting show. Really interesting. Maybe he wants a Tootsie Roll Pop with his mouth open. Really, I don't know what those are. I don't know if those got to be tentacle or eyeballs or something. Maybe I need to do a little eyeball out there. Do their eyeballs hang out on little things like this? Because that's what it looks like in the picture. But, man, I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know much about snails. I know that at my house in Boulder, I had war with the snails. I mean, absolute war. Every morning I went out and picked them, hand-picked them, and then put them in the garbage disposal. Because I don't like and I'm like this to this day. I don't like putting chemicals on my plants, whether it's food, whether it's flowers, whatever it is. I just don't like pouring chemicals on them. So I would go out every morning before I went to work and pick up those slimy bastards. And yeah, it was all out war with the slugs. Now, you'd think living in a more moist climate, I would have a bigger problem in Oklahoma. And I see an occasional slug, but I don't see many. Eyeballs. This is this is eyeball. I don't know. Eyes are on the ends of the top long ones. These are the eyeballs up here. No, those are the feelers. They're out there feeling around for something. I think these are the eyeballs. I don't know. Now I'm going to have to go look because the drawing in here makes it look like his eyeballs are on the end of those. I don't know what those are. Are they lips? Come here, baby. I don't know. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I thought it was clean water, but I'm going to soften some of these dots here. Move the brown over on the white, so it's not quite so harsh. All right. So I'm just about, well, I guess I can do the grass. Yeah, that's not horrible. Not great, not horrible. I'm okay with it. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of wets first. Okay, that's that's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, Joyce is saying the little ones are the eyes. I think so too, Joycey. Yes, to be eyes on the very top of those. Okay, now I'm getting conflicting information, so I don't know. Anyway, there is a giant snail on top of a mushroom for Eileen. All right, and Hooker's dark green. I do, believe it or not, have Hooker's green in this set, so I will paint in some grass. I'll use a little bit of the sap green too. All right, Dee Dee just Googled it. Yay, Dee Dee. It's the long ones. Really? I never would have thought that. Well, there you go. All right, so I've got some green here. Let me put some green in this little palette so I can. All right, let's see. I came on an hour early, so my 3 hours are just about up. So I'll just turn this bad boy over. It's dry. I'm not going to trash anything out. Just because I want to add some more of the brown that we used in other places, I'm going to add some of it down in here too. And I want a little flower or something. What color we want? Maybe a little purple flower down here. We just added a flower because we wanted to. Should we add another one just because we want to? One lone flower looks all lonely, I think. Thanks, Eileen. I hope you liked it because I aim to make you happy. That is my goal every day. Every day. I'm going to work on that ATC book though. I'll try and get one put together. And then if you guys want, not right now, but right after the scavenger hunt is over, if we decide we want to do an ATC swap, we can do that. Because by then I might be ready to do something different. And I do like doing ATCs. I really do. You want a ladybug too? Ladybugs are easy. I'm going to add just a part of one of these little flowers down here. 3 is always good. So you could just keep painting and painting until this is an entire scene. Thanks, Dee Dee. Oh, I have to finish that mushroom too. Let me go back here. I do like this book. It's just so, everything seems so simple and doable. Yeah, and it just comes out fun. You know, I don't know if I'll go ahead and put a sky or something in behind him. That wouldn't be too terribly hard, I don't think, at this point. I got to work from this side because I want that to dry down there. So yeah, that's better. A little bit better. What book are you talking about? You missed it. Oh, I'm working out of Watercolor with Me. Dee Dee worked out of it the other day. She did the acorns. Yeah, they do look like little lupins, huh? Yeah. The snail looks a little strange to me still, but I'll figure out what's wrong with him and fix it. Just looking right now, see what looks weird about it. I guess it doesn't look weird. I always look at stuff very critically, and then after a while I look at it and go, you know what? It's not so terrible. Not so terrible. Grape hyacinths. Yeah, the grape hyacinths would grow down close to the grouse like that, for sure. And the mushrooms might be real small. This might be a little tiny world blown up to like this big. I probably will go ahead and add a sky after it's completely dry. Do like a wet on wet sky or something. I probably will. So Jean, I'm assuming, is streaming today. Now that I've done this, I really want to work in this journal again. This one with the 10-minute drawings. Eileen was supposed to be doing this with us. We all got this book, and I sent one to Melody, I'm sorry, over in Malaysia, so we could all do this book together. Has Eileen done hers? No, but I want to work in this book again now. This was the 10-step guide to drawing flowers. His eyes need to be bigger. Okay, Jean's going to be on at her normal 4 Eastern normal time. So his eyes needs to be bigger. Well, if I listen to Dee Dee, these are his eyes up here. Why do his eyes needs to be bigger? Not according to the drawing. You like the addition of the little flowers? Those little flowers, painting like watercolor flowers is so easy and so much fun. Yes, Mark, you do. You've been doing them, CB. Well, why aren't you showing us? CB, you can't just sit down there and create a bunch of art and not share it. Do you understand that? Yeah, I don't think his eyes need to be bigger. I'm not making them bigger. Geesh, Dee Dee, she trusts you, but not me. I wouldn't have trusted Dee Dee if she didn't say she goggled it up. Yes, you need to be showing us, CB. Okay, here. Now, Mark sounds like a snail expert. Okay. The slimy character that Mark is says, yes, those are his eyes, and the duck lips are actually the 2 mouth feelers. So he's out there feeling, see there, I should put a little butterfly over here so he'd be out there feeling for the butterfly, right? Oh, you looked it up too? Well, you see, you need to clarify that. Goggle is your friend. Oh, I forgot the slime trail. All right, let's do the slime trail, which is I'm going to use this jelly roll. I forget what these are called, Stardust or something like that. Yeah. So we'll put, okay, it's still slightly damp, so I got to be a little bit careful. His slime trail would probably start, what, about halfway on his body and right up to his butt. I'm not even sure if that's his butt. All right, can you see the slime trail? There you go. There's his slime trail. It's right on there. That's real life right there, I'm telling you. You actually saw a video on Facebook this morning of snails eating. Well, look at how timely that was. You watch weird stuff on Facebook, Mark. All right. I think I'm going to call it a day for now. If I add the sky, I will show it later. I'm going to darken this flower. I do know that. But yeah, I think I'm going to go grab something to eat because I'm starving. It's only 2 o'clock and I feel like it's 5. But I feel like a couple things. This is what, and I'm not going to judge, and I'm not going to judge harshly, but a couple things. Well, and it looks different in the camera than it looks in real life. I would do this shadow down here on this mushroom darker. And maybe do a little bit more darker in here, which I still can. So I don't know. I might play with it more. Thanks, you guys. It was a fun day. And then I will go ahead and finish that ATC book because I just want to see it put together. I may not do the cover. I may do the cover next week or something. So you guys go have fun. Do something productive in the next hour before Jean comes on. I'm going to eat and shower. So I appreciate you guys so much. Keep praying for Xandra that all went well. I think she was going to do the same thing this time that she did before. She's going to email Dee Dee and Patty Tully Parrish and tell them how things are going. So watch for a tweet from them. And we'll see you over at Jean's. Thanks, guys.